Okay, I'm John Kraft. I'm here with Robert Bogue. Aren't you the mysterious Edgar County resident that turned in J.D. Kessler for
I must be.
to the Indiana State Police?
I must be.
It's not like it's a secret. Everybody knows it was you. It's just some people would never write about it.
That's true.
It was a mysterious person in Edgar County. However, when they write about the airport, you're the guy that doesn't want any federal funding at our airport.
Well,
What's up with that?
That isn't true. Not at all. I would like everything at the airport and everything about Edgar County to be above board. And if we're entitled to federal funding for airport, I'm all for that. But what I'm not interested in is breaking Illinois law or violating federal rules to get that funding.
So you're saying bring on the funding if we comply with the law when we request for the funding.
Just follow the law. Just follow the law.
That's a new idea.
No, that is.
So, what's the deal with this grant? This has been stopped for how many years in a row?
Well, I think this.
And we don't need to go into why it was stopped initially. It was grant fraud. Everybody knows it was. Nothing in the application basically had any truth to it except for maybe the name of the manager and the name of the airport.
That's exactly
so.
right.
So that was stopped 2 or 3 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And then it came down to, what was it, zoning. What type of zoning?
Well, the airport laws here in Illinois require airports to have the land zoned around the airport before they're expanded. And this just simply follow up from earlier experiences, just follow the law. And the question here is Illinois following Illinois law? And I don't believe so.
Well, they have air hazard zoning.
Well, that isn't what the law asks for.
Zoning, what's up?
No, it's different, John, it's different.
Oh, it is? Yeah. So, let me read something.
Okay, please.
And it came in this article right here that we wrote. Federal airport grant halted again until FAA reviews IDOT's decision. This came out of a court case, appellate court case from 1967. Let me read, because Edgar County was, what are they claiming? That their air hazard zoning does what it's supposed to do because now we comply with the FAA air hazard requirements.
Well, the Illinois law is a land zoning requirement, and that does not exist. And I think that's their problem.
Right, so that doesn't exist, but the county says our zoning is good because now we comply with FAA air hazard zoning. And you and us and other people say, no, state law says you have to have land zoning.
Exactly.
Now let me read a sentence from this case from 1967. We are of the opinion that the control over restricted landing areas conferred upon the Department of Aeronautics by the Aeronautics Act presupposes compliance with local zoning ordinances. In those areas appropriately zoned for restricted landing areas, the department may then assume jurisdiction and control of the landing area so long as the local zoning ordinance are not violated. And the only way to have an appropriate local zoning ordinance is have a local zoning ordinance that complies with state law.
Exactly.
Until you comply with state law, the FAA has no jurisdiction over the airport. That's what this appellate case was saying, that we're not attorneys. We can just read.
Exactly. It's exactly the...
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, yes, John, that's exactly what I'm trying to say.
So when IDOT came down and told the airport that, okay, you're good to go, we're going to turn the money back on, then what'd you do?
Well, first of all, Illinois is a block grant state, and Illinois has been put in charge of the funding for federal government, the FAA funding. And the FAA has been looking at the activities here in Edgar County, and they found that the first grant was fraudulent, and this is a continuation of a grant document paper funding process, and they're looking at it and they're saying, you know what, it's not adding up here. We don't think you're in compliance. And that's why it's halted to this very moment, is that they're in review of facts that have been presented to them.
And one of those facts are,
They
our
don't have,
county still has not complied with state law, and that is a requirement to get federal grants.
precisely. You need to follow the law.
All right, well, anything else real quick?
Nope,
Hey,
done great.
Happy New Year. Thanks.